What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So, yes, as you know, USC did lose the other day to Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. It's pretty bad losing game. It was 85 to 66. Was never really that close. Gonzaga just looked like the number one team like they have all year, and they took it to USC. And yes, they had a tougher game the next game against UCLA, but UCLA has somehow been on this weird hot streak. And yeah, as of right now, it's Gonzaga and Baylor in the final. I did have Gonzaga going to the final. I had Illinois as my other finalist, but I think they lost like the first or second game, so that was messed up from the beginning. But 50% right, I guess. It's not too bad, but everybody had Gonzaga pretty much. And yeah, Mobley kind of looked pretty lackluster. Just everybody else for Gonzaga looked pretty amazing, which sucks, but finally comes to an end. Still haven't heard a decision on Evan Mobley, but I'm pretty sure once I make this video he's gonna say something, of course. But yeah, hopefully I don't think he's gonna stay, because I think later in the video I'll have him projected, I think, going number 2 overall, so he should leave. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, great season for USC overall. Hopefully they can continue and see how many guys stay, see what they can get going again next year. But yeah, great season overall by those guys. And then yes, Duke basketball did get a new commit in a 5-star guard, Trevor Keels, out of Virginia. Luckily they were able to seal him out of that state, away from the school there. But yes, he looks like a pretty good guy. Physically, he looks like he's good enough to already play in the NBA compared to a lot of these other young guys that come in as freshmen in college. So hopefully once he gets to Duke, he'll be able to get a little bit stronger. And he looks like a really great shooting guard. So he looks like he's a plug and play type of guy. I'm pretty sure he'll be starting next year with the amount of transfers and guys leaving this year for the NBA. So it's good. And then because of that, Duke is now ranked number 3 nationally. I think they only have like 3 players, but most of those guys are all in the top 19, top 20 in the country. So once again, Duke is going to have a monkey on their back. But yeah, they're going to have to prove that they deserve to have that top ranking. And then, as I mentioned, transfers, Patrick Tape, I don't know how you say that last name, but he is entering the transfer portal. Didn't really get much playing time at Duke. He was supposed to be some good transfer out of Columbia, but just never really panned out for some reason. So he's on his way out too. Good luck to you. And then other bit of Duke news, one of their assistant coaches, Nate James, was just named the head coach at Austin Peay. It's a smaller school, but at least he did a head coaching job, and another Duke guy getting another head coaching job, so that's good. I'm glad it wasn't like a Nolan Smith or John Shire who are on the staff right now, because those guys really help with recruiting and while the guys are on campus as well. So looking for definitely like John Shire to be the next Duke head coach once Coach K retires. That's what I believe. Then redshirt freshman wide receiver Tahj Washington from the University of Memphis has decided to transfer to USC. So as a redshirt freshman, he basically has about 3 more years of eligibility left, which is good. And we don't have to worry about force feeding him this year, but he is very talented, very fast, very good post running type of wide receiver. That's some highlights I saw. So it's good to have him for the next couple years, hopefully, and he'll definitely be a great addition for the USC offense. Then yes, sadly, once they gain a commitment, they lose one. So USC did lose a 3-star center coming in next season, not this season coming up, but the following. And Dylan Lopez, he's a local kid from Southern California, but I think he got a new offer from Michigan State, and now he's reopened his commitment. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. But he is a 3-star, so he could only probably go up to a 4-star with the season he plays next year. And I don't know, maybe he was the only good center out here, but USC will have to find a replacement for those guys coming up soon. Then their quarterback coming in this fall or next season, I think along with Dylan Lopez, if they do come together, is another quarterback in the name of Devin Brown. I believe he's out of Arizona, another like Keaton Slovis Arizona guy. But it's kind of weird, when he committed as a sophomore, he was just a 3-star, and nobody really thought of him as that talented, and why is USC allowing him to commit? But right now he's at the Elite 11, where they kind of figure out who are the top quarterbacks in the nation, and right now he's competing in the finals, which is a good sign. So apparently this guy does have a lot of talent, which is great. USC finally is looking good and pretty set, copacetic when it comes to quarterbacks the next couple years. So very happy about that. Then the Chargers might be for sale because Dean Spanos' sister is kind of trying to get an LA court to force him to sell the majority of the Chargers, because I guess they're in a lot of debt and it's really hurting the family and family business as well. So I don't know. I always thought he was kind of the problem because he wasn't willing to take chances and trust Tom Telesco, who is now on his third coach, which usually doesn't happen for a GM. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get a good owner, good majority owner, make some better decisions. And the only reason I would like a new owner is because that means Tom Telesco's gone, and yeah, I could be very happy about that. Then the Chargers did sign a cornerback / more of a special teams player in Ryan Smith from the Buccaneers for 1 year. He really wants to try to play cornerback, which is why he decided to go elsewhere. But he is one of the better special teams players out there in the NFL, which is what the Chargers have been lacking, good special teams players the last couple years. So hopefully he can play both for them and, shore up that special team side as well. Then the Chargers, speaking of cornerbacks, are also interested, as I mentioned before in the last video, that I really liked Asante Samuel Jr., but things are really heating up, and I guess they've had a lot of discussions with him, and I see him maybe jumping up to the second round. I think it's pretty much a reach if you try to get him in the first round. So if you go offensive lineman first round and then get a cornerback the second, that's pretty good overall depth that the Chargers need. So that'd be a good way to go, in my opinion. Then Dennis Schroeder once again declines an extension with the Lakers. This time it was a 4-year, $84 million contract. I don't know how much this guy really thinks he can get, but apparently it's a lot more than what the Lakers are offering. It's a pretty good, sweet deal for him, and I don't know, it just seems like they made a trade and looks like he's gonna end up going somewhere else next season, but we'll wait and see on that. And then of course the new Lakers player Andre Drummond ends up getting one of his nails removed while playing basketball, his first game, like I think in the first quarter during the Bucks game. And yeah, he said it felt weird. He's probably going to be out for a couple games. It's been a couple games so far. Hopefully he does return, but yeah, it's just of course the Lakers' luck this year in injuries. And then they also did mention that LA County is hoping to have fans back at Staples Center, obviously to a limited capacity, but they're hoping to get it before the Boston Celtics game, which is pretty cool. So I think that's around April 15th. So hopefully that does happen. It's a pretty cool idea. Then yes, the Lakers did get one win this week without all their guys. They did beat the Kings 115-94. Kyle Kuzma went off for 30 points and everyone else's shooting was really good. I guess it was just because they were facing their old head coach Luke Walton, who's coaching the other side. But yeah, luckily they were able to get this victory and kind of move forward. And then Grant Hill was recently named let me get this right, managing director for USA Basketball. So that's a pretty nice thing to have. Hopefully that just means more Duke players will be involved with USA Basketball, of course, like how they always been when Coach K was there. So that'll be cool. Congrats to Grant Hill, ex-Duke player as well, if no one knows. Then when it comes to that draft, I was mentioning the mock draft they did recently. So Evan Mobley is considered to go into Houston at number 2 overall, which is good, a good spot for him. And then when it comes to Duke, small forward Jalen Johnson, they're saying he's going to get picked number 8 to the Orlando Magic, which is good. He'll join Wendell Carter Jr. down there, another Duke player, but he'll have a lot of opportunities to play down there as well. And then the Lakers, they said, I forgot they have a first round pick, but they would be picking Jaden Springer out of Tennessee. I don't really know much about him. I think when it comes to players down there, you could get guys like Luka Garza, the forward out of Iowa, who just won Player of the Year in college basketball. Even a guy like Ayo Dosunmu, who was a good point guard / shooting guard at Illinois. He showed like really good how he can score against competition in college this year. And then even a guy like Drew Timme, who's leading right now Gonzaga. I think he's one of the better. He's the main X factor for them because they have Suggs and Kispert, a lot of these other guys, but whenever they need a big basket or something, you know, really much needed for them to keep the lead, they always go down to him. So he's another good guy to look at for that pick. And then to finish this off, yes, CJ Gable has finally decided to retire from football. I didn't even know he was, the last 8 years has been playing in the Canadian Football League. So it was a great thing for him to see that he was still playing and never gave up on his dream of playing professional football. So yeah, congrats to him. It's a nice read if you want to go on to wearesc.com to check out that article. Yeah, I mentioned Sylmar High School and everything, Pete Carroll days. Nice read. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what y'all think. And yes, thanks again, and enjoy the game. I guess I have Gonzaga, even though Baylor had the easier game the other day, but I guess you can't go against the favorite, so I'll go with the favorite tonight, and we'll see what happens on the next video. So yes, thanks for watching. Bye.